Yeah, you're without your two top scorers tonight, R.C. Baines and Ty Mueller. What does it say about your group and the depth of the group to be able to still come back from two goals twice? And yeah, so
I just think that's been a big part of our team's success this year is just our ability to have that next man up mentality. We've had numerous call-ups and injuries and lineup changes, but without fail, the guys that step into those roles have done a good job and made the most of the minutes. So that's becoming a part of our team identity.
that was kind of more of what I was going to ask you about. You know, you set franchise record for wins. First, have a first in reach. Oh gosh, sorry. Clinch home ice for the playoffs. Have the division title in reach. All in your first year. And like you said, there's been guys coming in and out of the lineup all year. You know, how have you had to adjust to that as a coach to be able to continue with all the success?
I think it's one of the major parts of coaching at the AHL level is that the only constant thing is change, and I think every team deals with this type of thing. That's what makes it so challenging and so rewarding at the same time is that you're constantly on your toes. You have to make lineup changes, decisions with the roster. But I think it's more a testament to our guys and the depth that we have and their resiliency. We've had a number of games where we've come back from behind, and you know it's not where we want to play the game from. But without fail, the guys have managed to get back in the games, win them, gain points out of them. But it's definitely a positive of our group.
Christian Milanen got his 150th AHL assist today. What has he meant to you as an offensive contributor from the back end?
Well, it's a big part when you can have defensemen leading you up the ice and you know getting guys into positions to be able to counter or score. So he makes a big difference on the back end. His ability to just slide on the line and create angles and lanes and get pucks into situations where guys can capitalize. So it means a lot for our group to be able to have that on the back end, and he's obviously a huge part of our team.
Cooper Walker's been in the lineup for the last 7 games now. What have you seen to trust him in those late game situations on a key face-off, or his hard work, or what is it?
I think if you just look at his whole line, you know, the energy that they bring and the consistency. You know, they've spent very little time in D zone. They did a great job of applying pressure, forcing turnovers, had a couple really good looks. Obviously, he scored the goal there in the second. But in terms of the role that they're playing it to a T, and they brought us a lot of life and a lot of energy the last few games.
You haven't had a lot of time with these guys, with Jackson Coons and Vilmer Ulrichsen. You kind of got some practices with them. What are you seeing out of those guys?
Well, obviously Vilmer just came to us yesterday. But with Kuntz, he's getting more and more comfortable on a daily basis. So it's good to see that, you know, coming from school to this level at this time of year, obviously the pace is high, the execution is high. So he's done a good job of kind of getting into the mix a little bit, and he's looked more comfortable and more at home the last few days.
I mentioned this earlier, but Baines and Mueller were out tonight. Do you have any sort of update on them, or?
Yeah, it's you know, it's this time of year. There's guys are dealing with certain things that I don't foresee it being a long-term thing. Just we'll reevaluate them tomorrow, see how they are.
Nothing to worry about come playoff time?
No.
Yeah. So the last couple games have kind of felt like a playoff situation. What's the mentality in the room?
Well, obviously, where we are in the standings and how tight things are coming down to the line, these are very, very intense games, and they do have playoff implications. So it's good that we're having these types of games now, so that come playoff time, we have the wherewithal to stay poised under pressure and play in these key situations.
And then with the game tomorrow, after seeing how Calgary came right out of the gate, are you shifting anything in terms of tomorrow?
No, our mindset never really changes. Obviously, taking 4 penalties in the first period doesn't help in terms of just getting guys involved and getting some rhythm to the game. So obviously we want to keep this game 5-on-5 as much as possible. But other than that, as the game went along, we looked more like ourselves. We just need to have that start come tomorrow.
Yeah, and it was a little physical out there. Is there anything that you're hoping that will just kind of simmer down a little bit, or how do you kind of have the focus on the game and not just little plays here and there?
Well, I again, it's intense hockey. These points mean a lot to both teams, so I don't foresee that physicality and that intensity going anywhere. More importantly for us, the fact that, you know, we're embracing it, we're not backing down from it, and dishing it out ourselves. So it's part of the growing process, something that we need to embrace and be able to play through.
Thank you.
Thanks, Manny.